Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Dave Roberts here. I'm the Capital Projects Manager for Woodland Pond, and I'm giving you the update on our projects as of today. We didn't have it last week, so if you were wondering, you didn't miss anything. I didn't actually broadcast because I was away. As I've said in recent weeks, the last couple of weeks have really been less design focused because we've allowed our team to concentrate on getting out first of all, the submission for the planning board and also the pricing set so that our construction manager, Wilson, can provide more accurate pricing at this stage of the project. And this is for the alterations and additions to the existing facility. So I am thrilled to say that that pricing set came to us. Forget if it was yesterday or the day before, and it's always deemed there's a number of phases here. So we start off with schematic design, um, where you have all the spaces, you have an idea of the level of finishes that are required, and then you go into design development where you start to select specific finishes and so on. And then the following phase of that is construction documentation. Now, this was deemed to be a schematic design phase, plus a little bit of extra detail because of the amount that we've done and also the accuracy that we want with the pricing. I will say that it's the most comprehensive schematic design pricing set that I've seen. I mean, it's just tremendous amount of detail from all our consultants. So the architects, the interior architects, the civil engineer have all, and also, sorry, our mechanical engineers. So that's including electrical, mechanical, and plumbing have all contributed to this set of drawings. It's almost 130 pages, and it is just a really, really impressive, comprehensive set of drawings. And what that means is that we get a much better, or much more accurate um, picture as to the cost. And it also allows our construction managers to really get their head into what the scope is so they can understand the phasing as well, understand all sorts of aspects of the project. So that's just it's a really good thing for all of us to have really good professionals working on this, putting out great output that's going to serve the project really well in the long term. The other things that have been going on, we had a community garden focus group, which was very useful for me. I mean, because the gardeners were able to tell us what works, what doesn't work. We talked about a couple of different sites because the existing community garden will be displaced with the new construction of the wellness centre. And we have a couple, well, I think we're zeroing in on one spot that gets good sunlight, and we'll also be providing, improved amenities in terms of outdoor electrical outlets, um, faucets so that, there's ready access to water. And one of the other things that we wanted was to have the community garden close to the main building. So it's really easy for residents to access. That's really important. And we also talked about raised beds, how high they should be, the variety we should have, access to those. So it was really interesting and a good eye opener for me. We talked about the materials that the raised beds should be made out of. And so those ideas and concepts will be included in the plan. I also had a health center focus group, um, and I sat down with the OT and PT guys for more sort of detailed design as to what their requirements are. And much of that is about um, how best to have equipment laid out, and it's really about providing the best support for them to do their job in the best possible manner. really good meetings. Also, another thing that's important, really important, is we brought in our acoustics consultant, and we had a sort of a first meeting with them. And that was going through with the architects and interior architects to define the areas that and or the rooms where acoustics are super important. And of course, the consultants will be reviewing all the drawings for any possible concerns about materials or acoustic performance. But we also, discussed specific areas such as the Performing Arts Centre, meeting rooms, the dining rooms, pickleball courts, and talked about the performance expectations for all of those rooms. And of course, it varies. You want to be able to hear in all of them, right? We talked about having hearing loops in some of the meeting rooms and in the pack and so on. But there are different expectations. For example, in the pickleball court, you don't want any sound from the pickleball court going into adjacent areas, adjacent meeting rooms, into the salon and so on. So that, obviously there's a high level of detail and review that's required there, compared to meeting rooms where it's really important that everyone in the room can hear without any concern. But, maybe if there's a little bit of overflow from one room to another, as long as you're not listening in on other conversations, that's acceptable. So we went through all those performance expectations, and the acoustics engineer will respond and review accordingly. We've also been working on the planning board submission with LRC, our civil engineers, and that has been, they actually had a meeting yesterday, a preliminary meeting with the village. And I've only had a quick conversation catching up on that, but apparently it went very, very well. There's no concerns from the village point of view, no sudden surprises. And they've given us, there's always a couple of pointers as to if they want to see additional documentation or parking counts or those sorts of things. So we're really on track to have that planning board submission go into the village, and then be all ready for our first planning board meeting on the 19th of November. Once again, that's for the alterations and additions to the existing campus, which doesn't only involve the community building, but also the health centre, and any associated site work as well. Part of this whole exercise with the pricing set Wolfson is to provide a really good picture to the board next Wednesday when we meet with them and talk about the financials for the entire project. And so Wolfson, they're in all our design meetings, always tracking any changes, any developments that they see, always giving us input as well as to what cost impacts, what timing impacts there may be with some of the decisions. And so they will also provide us with a little update for next Wednesday so that we can go to the board and give them as complete a picture as we can at this stage about where the project is cost-wise. And of course, the other part of that is working with Greystone, our developer, who are putting together their financial model to describe, what our debt capacity is over the next few years, how much we can borrow, and what we have to spend basically. So they've been the major pushes through the last couple of weeks. I'll say that, like I say again, the pricing set that we got from the from our consultants was really, really comprehensive, and I was really very impressed with that. I'll just share with you my screen, a couple of things here. Just briefly, there we go. I just wanted to show you, some of the things that we do for the planning board that were part of our presentation. So obviously they want to see what things look like now, existing conditions. And what we do is we take photos of that, and then we show them what the new building looks like in that same, or roughly from that same location. So they get a sense of the character and how the additions blend in with the existing building. And as we go through the drawings, then we see that for all aspects. So this is just the admin addition. You can see that it blends in very nicely with what we have. And same for the wellness area. That's what it looks like at the moment. And then the addition and how that sort of actually enhances what's already there and speaks to the architecture that we already have in the facility. And similarly with the dining courtyard, you're all familiar with this view of the main dining room, and then what that addition looks like, or with the what that view looks like with the new additions, with the verandas on each side and the pergola in the middle. So this is just part of the submission that we give to the town, so they have an understanding of what things are going to look like and what things are going to change. This is the addition to the health centre, and you can see there's this patio above, which gives the AL residents access to the outside from the second floor, which I think is a great amenity and a great improvement. And it's on that nice sunny aspect of the building. So that's one of the things that we give to the planning board for their review. And similarly, these elevations, they'd be a little bit small for you to see, but these are essentially the drawings that we give them as part of that presentation, so they have an understanding of the materials and how it fits in with the existing building. So I hope that if you have any questions or anything, certainly give me a call. But we are progressing really, really well, and we expect to have a pricing update from Mawson in the middle of November. Give them a few weeks to really delve into the details and make it as accurate as possible. And of course, our planning board meeting is November 19th. So they're the big goals for us at the moment. All right, hope everyone has a great weekend, and we will see you next time. Okay, bye.